has announced Dungeon Hustle, a dungeon-crawling adventure for 2 to 4 players who are sent on a quest to rid the dungeon of monsters and keep them from escaping into the outside world. Dungeon Hustle will be available at Gen Con and will hit the stores later this August. To celebrate Gen Con 50, show co-sponsored Paizo, licensee Games & Gears, and Gen Con have teamed up to provide a new Pathfinder adventure featuring Gen Con's Ranger, Orc, Dwarf, and Sorcerer characters. The story takes place in Pathfinder's world of Golarion and features these characters in an engaging story where players create their own path. This story takes place in a part of the world that fully fits into the Pathfinder canon and is one you won't want to miss. This module is appropriate for new players as well as seasoned veterans and was written by Paizo's Amanda Hammond-Kunz. Modiphius Entertainment has revealed the Locutus of Borg miniature and announced its addition to the Borg Cube Collector's Edition box set for the forthcoming Star Trek Adventures role-playing game, along with 2 bonus 15-page adventure PDFs. The Mustang Borg Cube Collector's boxed set already contains the exclusive lore miniature, plus a lot of other accessories for the Star Trek Adventures RPG. Stonemaier Games is creating a recharge pack for Chartertone so players can replace the permanently altered components so as to play a second campaign. Also, the rulebook for Scythe, the Wind Gambit, the upcoming expansion for Scythe, has been released. It contains multiplayer and solo rules in 14 different languages. Scythe will also have its legendary box and empty box to hold all the components of the game. Fantasy Flight Games has announced the organized play for Legend of the Five Rings, the card game. 3 distinct events over the first 3 months following the release of the core set will introduce players to the game, how to build a full deck, and tournament play. Each participating store can pre-order a launch kit, which includes everything they need to support up to 12 players at each of the 3 included events. A new Firefly game has been announced by Gay Force 9, Firefly Adventures, Brigands and Browncoats. Firefly Adventures is a cooperative mission-based skirmish-level game where the players use the different skills and abilities of Malcolm, Zoe, Jane, Kaylee and Wash to succeed. In the future, the verse will continue to grow, expanding your crew with some notable passengers and persons while facing off against new opponents standing between you and the others. Firefly Adventures, Brigands and Browncoats will preview this year at Gen Con 50 and will hit the shelves later this year. Renegade Game Studios has introduced the upcoming release of Dragon's Hoard, a drafting card game planned for fall 2017. In Dragon's Hoard, each player plays a dragon hunting for treasure. Collect chromatic sheep from farmers' fields and use them to acquire marvelous treasures, but watch out! Other players will send angry mobs and wizards your way to stop you. Defend yourself and battle your way to riches. WizKids has announced yet another game, Wartime, the Battle of Valyance Vale. Players take command of the Valyance humans and the Firebrand goblins as they fight the battle for the Valyance Vale. This is a real-time wargame where every time a unit moves, attacks, casts a spell, or uses a special ability, a sun timer is flipped. The unit cannot be used again until the sun timer is drained, and then the sun timer or another one can be used to activate the unit again. The game is scenario-based, but also has a campaign setting, and it is expected to release this September. Queen Games has announced the second Essen 2017 release, number 21 in the Masterprint series, Agra. The game is designed by Michael Keller and illustrated by Michael Menzel. The goal of the game is to become the wealthiest player. Money is used to measure this wealth, although there are just a few other functions for money in the game. There are multiple paths to victory. You can trade goods, fulfill contracts and demands of Akbar himself, and you can get good company by befriending the different nobles that show up on the board. Cheap Ass Games is releasing a deluxe edition for Pairs, a new classic card game that includes a brand new deck illustrated in a fun retro style, along with a Pairs Companion booklet. The Pairs Companion contains over 30 fan-favorite games and variants that can be played with a Pairs deck, including The Judge, Deadfall, Warthorn, and more. It is expected to debut at Gen Con and will be available shortly thereafter online and in FLGs. Mayfair Games has a new game hitting the stores. Caverna, Cave vs. Cave, is somewhat a 2-player version of Caverna. Each player starts the game with only 2 dwarfs and a small excavation in the side of a mountain. Over the course of 8 rounds, they'll double their workforce, open up new living space in the mountain, construct new buildings and rooms in which to live, and dig for precious metals. A new DLC scenario for Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition is now available, Dark Reflections. This is a new adventure as investigators must solve the mystery of a young woman's sudden disappearance. The DLC scenario is now available on Amazon, Google Play and Steam.